Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 14th of July 2018 and we're going to reflect on Matthew chapter 10 verses 24 to 33. Listen. Jesus said, "A disciple is not above the teacher, nor a slave above the master. It is enough for the disciple to be like the teacher and the slave like the master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebul, how much more will they malign those of his household? So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered up that will not be uncovered, and nothing secret that will not become known. What I say to you in the dark, tell in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim from the housetops. Do not fear those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. And even the hairs of your head are all counted. So do not be afraid. You are of more value than many sparrows. Everyone, therefore, who acknowledges me before others, I also will acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But whoever denies me before others, I also will deny before my Father in heaven." The gospel of the Lord. Tell me, did Jesus do something wonderful in your life lately? Did you testify about this to people you know? Or were you embarrassed? And if you did testify, did you say, "Jesus did this for me"? Or did you choose a safer approach by saying, "God did this for me"? I can understand the reluctance to speak about Jesus, especially to those of other faiths, because perhaps we don't want to offend them. In the early days after my conversion, I used to play it safe too until something happened to change that. I was on a flight one day taking me to Bangalore on mission. It was one of my very first missions out of the country, and I remember how nervous and excited I was. I took my seat by the window, and a few minutes later, a Muslim woman came and took the seat beside me. I knew she was Muslim because she was dressed in the traditional abaya. When the flight took off, I heard Jesus say to me, "Aneel, talk to her about me." And I was taken aback. "What?" And he repeated, "Talk to her about me." I threw a glance in her direction. She looked rather stern, but even if she wasn't, there was no way I was going to start a conversation about Jesus with a strange lady and somebody who seemed very, very orthodox. So I looked out of the window instead, hoping Jesus would keep quiet. He did. But a moment later, the lady spoke to me. "Are you a preacher?" she asked. And I was surprised because there was no evidence around me that suggested I was a preacher. I didn't even have the cross that I normally wear on my pocket. "Yes," I told her, "I am a preacher." And then she started to evangelize to me about her faith, and I was simply stunned at her courage and humiliated at the lack of my own. I determined then that I would never, ever not speak about my faith if an opportunity presented itself in the future, because if a strange lady can share her faith with me, why can't I share my faith with a stranger? And when I do, I always speak about Jesus. Now, this story was meant to encourage you because we all go through such moments of uncertainty and fear. We shouldn't be, because tell me, what is the worst that can happen? They can have us arrested and put into jail, but even if they put us to death, we should take heed of Jesus' words in today's gospel. "Do not fear," he says, "those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell." And then take even greater heed of what he says next. "Everyone, therefore, who acknowledges me before others, I also will acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But whoever denies me before others, I also will deny before my Father in heaven." Something to reflect upon today. God bless you.